Hello trainers, Sharkoonel here with another Kingdom Cup preparation practice video. I must tell you that I'm really struggling with the Kingdom Cup meta and developing a strategy and even selecting my team for this monthly cup, more than I did on any of the previous cups. And I'm really trying to finalize the last two positions on my team of 6. I'm going to go with the Bastiodon, Altaria, Lucario, and Lapras core that many of the commentators and other people have indicated is solid for this, but I'm really struggling with the last two slots, and I'm trying to select between Bronzong, Blaziken, Alolan Marowak, and Steelix for those last two slots. So this video is going to contain just a bunch of practice videos with a couple of trainers. One, my wife, whom I practice against almost every night, and the other two are trainers who are part of Zionic's global PvP Discord channel, who are in my bracket preparing for a worldwide tournament, and who were kind enough to indulge me with some practice battles. If you like this type of content, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I'm really trying to grow this channel and provide more content like this, as well as interviews and tournament recaps for those that I participate in. And I hope you're finding the content useful. So without further ado, let's get to the videos. The first set of videos is 3 battles with my wife, Periwinkle Zan. And I'm trying to test out Bronzong, so I use it as a lead here. Steelix, very bad matchup. I have to get out of there quickly, so I swap to Altaria. Heavy Slam from Steelix doesn't do a great deal of damage to Altaria. Sky Attack doesn't do much to Steelix. So I build up the power and do a Dragon Pulse, which does enough damage to take out the Steelix, but I'm down a shield here. So she brings in Lucario to finish off my Altaria, and I swap back to Bronzong, which does pretty well against Altaria. Except that I don't shield the Shadow Ball, and she takes out the Bronzong. She suckered me there. I thought she was going to use Power Up Punch. So good game to my wife for the first of our practice battles on this night. I swap my team out a little here. I put in Alolan Marowak. I've just powered it up. This is the first time I had used it in a battle. So start with Lapras, a pretty safe lead. Lapras versus Altaria. I think this is not a bad matchup. It's a fairly neutral matchup. Either one can win. I go for the Ice Beam, which she blocks. Ice Shield. I'd like to get Lapras on the other side of this Altaria. She lets the second Ice Beam through. She doesn't want to use both shields, so she's got shield advantage, but I had the switch advantage. So Lapras is pretty tough against Steelix, holds out long enough for me to get off another Surf, and I bring in Alolan Marowak for the first time. I let the Heavy Slam through to see how much it does, and it does very little against Marowak. So I'm thinking I'm in pretty good shape here. Again, I let the attack from Steelix through. And Marowak handles Steelix pretty well. She burned her second shield, so we're back to neutral on shields. And Marowak does pretty well against Lucario as well. So I'm able to take the second game. So far, Alolan Marowak doing pretty well in the first battle that I've used him. Next battle, I go back to Lapras. Lapras versus Flygon is a pretty good matchup for Lapras. Dragon Claw doesn't do much. I charge up and I take the Surf, which does good damage to Flygon. She does not shield. I let the Dragon Claw through again. I know my wife's Flygon does not have Earthquake, so I'm pretty safe, although it's probably not a good test. Bronzong, I have enough energy for the Ice Beam, but she does block. So I've got shield advantage. I bring in Marowak, which I think is a pretty good counter to Bronzong. I blocked Heavy Slam. I probably didn't need to. The Bone Club does pretty good damage to Bronzong. And Bronzong takes care, or Marowak takes care of Bronzong pretty well, and has enough to get off a Bone Club against Blaziken here. 2 actually, which does very good damage. So against the Pokemon that my wife is bringing, Alolan Marowak in my first test of it is doing pretty darn well. So I take the third game from my wife, and good game to Periwinkle Zan. The next set of battles is with Quizzer, who is one of the participants in Zionic's global PvP Discord. He and I are in the same bracket for an upcoming global tournament. I start with Bronzong. He had Lapras and swapped out pretty quick, and he brought in Alolan Marowak. I did one charge move, burned his shield, and then swapped out. And I think I made the wrong swap here. I am able to take out his Marowak with my Blaziken, but I needed that Blaziken because, as I will find out, he has a Lucario in the back. And so I should have swapped out to Lapras, which I had in this team, which I believe could have handled Marowak as well, and would have left me with my Blaziken to face his, potentially face his Lucario. But I made the wrong switch and ended up losing this battle. So Bronzong I brought back in and was able to take out the Lapras, but here you see he brought Lucario from the back, and I am stuck with Lapras rather than having Blaziken, who was brought specifically for the purpose of facing Lucario. So I made the wrong swap and lost this game. Second game, trying to recall what I did here. Switched up to lead with Lapras, brought in Altaria, Lucario in the back. He starts with Altaria, and again I think this is a fairly neutral battle. I build up for the Ice Beam, which he blocks, and he swaps out to Lucario. I'm a little slower with the swap than I should be. And I've got my Lucario, and they fade out at the same time. This is an unfamiliar situation for me, so I wait out the clock, and we end up with the Altaria mirror match. So this is just going to be up to what the match is on the last Pokemon. He has charge move priority here, and he is able to take mine out. I've got Lapras, and he's got a fully charged Bastiodon, a full health Bastiodon, so I had no chance there. So good game number 2 to Quizzer. Third game, I believe I changed it up again. This time I want to try Bastiodon. And again, leading with Bronzong to see how it performs in that role. So he brings Bastiodon, which is an absolute wall, to Bronzong. So I have to shield the Flamethrower. Heavy Slam does very little to Bastiodon. So I tried to swap out once and then was able to swap out but that leaves me trapped, and he brings in Marowak, which is a good counter to Lucario. So my Lucario is a sitting duck here. I have to burn a shield. Not much else I can do. He essentially takes me out. I am able to get a Shadow Ball off and make him burn his shield. So we're at least even on shields. I bring in Bastiodon. And I think Alolan Marowak can do some good work against Bastiodon as well. So I'm in a bad situation here just for the team composition. He's doing big damage. I am able to take out Alolan Marowak, but Bastiodon is way down. He has Lucario in the back again. I've got Bronzong, but half down Bronzong with no shields. Heavy Slam is not going to completely take out Lucario, so it's a close battle, but Quizzard takes all 3 games from me in this practice session. Learning the limitations of Bronzong and hopefully refining my team selection. Here are a couple of battles against Sagittarian Wolf, another participant in Zionic's global PvP Discord. So I'm still testing Bronzong for the lead. He has a Lapras. I think this is an okay matchup for Bronzong. Lapras gets out ahead in the damage race, but he doesn't block the heavy slam, so I think it's going to depend on shield usage. I do use a shield here. I want to see if Bronzong can take out Lapras, which it does. So I'm at a shield disadvantage, but I got the switch advantage. So he's got Flygon. I'm going to bring in Lapras. This is a good matchup for me. Lapras does good work against Flygon. So he burns a shield. We're back to even on shields. Dragon Claw does not do very much to Lapras. So I just tank these. He swaps out for Altaria. So I use the Ice Beam. He does not shield. We take out Altaria pretty well. So Lapras is doing good work here, showing how tanky he is. And we take the first game. Good game to Sagittarian Wolf. Then our battle crashed and we had to restart the system. And we do a second battle. I think this is the last battle we have for the video. I'm leading with Bronzong again, really trying to test Bronzong. And we have Altaria. So I'm going to stick here and try to fight it out with Altaria. I get to the heavy slam first. He lets it through, and that's good damage. So I'm going to burn a shield. Bronzong's health is still pretty high. I'm going to see how far I can go with Bronzong, and we take out Altaria. So we have shield disadvantage but switch advantage here. Bronzong working against Flygon now. So we get off a heavy slam and he shields. We're back to shield neutral. And he hits the earthquake and I let the Bronzong go. So we know from an earlier battle that Lapras does very well against Flygon. So he swaps out and he brings in Bastiodon. So now he's trapped. I've got Blaziken in the back with a shield. So Blaziken is able to make pretty short work of Bastiodon here. And we are back to Flygon, and Blaziken is able to take him out. So good game to Sagittarian Wolf. I hope you found some of these battles useful. I am really attempting to test and make my final selections on the Kingdom Cup. As I said at the beginning, I'm struggling with team selection and struggling to get the strategy more on this meta than I have in any of the prior ones. Luckily for me, my tournament that I plan to participate in are not until the end, very close to the end of April. So I still have over a week to try to sort things out. So I will keep working and potentially keep posting more videos. Again, as I indicated before, please subscribe if you like this content, and thanks for watching.